Romans 13 and 11.
Hey, oh me, I'm on my feet. You set me free and let me go. I let that word come water my soul, fertilize my mind, and spiritual growth. No left lanes, I'm on right tracks. More support, I need my coach. In life, no more la vida loca. Can't blame him for what he not know. Used to have love for these nightclubs, see nice girls, we choosing no. No care in mind, we with them bros. We burning bread, we call it toast. Trying to impress, use all that low. When it's all gone, no callbacks though. So my game cold, the heater broke. Thought I was cooking, who need a stove? Left feeling like we paid a fine. All said and done, they pay no mind. Looking back, thoughts I'm blessed with time. Every weekend we press rewind. Hey, lifestyle got my bills OD. Stress bill, we drink for relief. Drown my sorrows, pour my grief. With long gallons, we ain't seen no beach. Every avenue we seek for peace. We found we climb those trees. We get fried like a skillet bee. Every day Friday, like the end of weeks. Feeling that trap never had from me. Wouldn't pay bills, but I had that reef. Only grand had was a Grand Marquis. Had an excuse for my ends on me. Pockets got thin, had to have that yeast. Plan I had, they'll had me creep. Wonder why everybody on my back. Anguish spirit, oh woe is me. Turn a new leaf and it took a while. Can't turn back, demons come like crowds. Dropped old habits cause I don't like how they be running my life and it took some miles. Old friends, same old shit like Val. Can't turn back, let it cramp my style. Now I know better, now my sins don't pal. Can't call God if the phone don't dial. The more I know, the less I do. 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 The less I do. The less I do.
All we see is pain, my people see the same. They locked us down in chains, we just praying for a change. They knocked us off the throne and stripped the earth of our names. My heritage I claim, I just pray they do the same. Cause if they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true Jews. If they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true Jews. You saved us from Egypt and Moses was a leader. Next 40 years, angel food is what you feed us. You passed me down the law mindset of leaders. I took a blood oath and promised my kids they'll keep it. So we celebrate the Passover, kill the firstborn. You played the land of Egypt, no mercy was shown. For agriculture, finance, the system was torn. When you drown them in the sea and left their city in mourning, now I'm mourning. And one the semblance of a sign, no we blind. Messiah puts fitted clay in my eyes in times. They wondering which way is the God, so we die. Not knowing his always way to the light, which is Christ. So I fight different stereotypes, parasites. My life ain't worth from paradise, real life. They think it's all a joke, Harlem Nights inside. They hate us cause we the Israelites. Cause if they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true Jews. If they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true Jews. Can't shake hands with you or make grand justice. Came with the same spirit as my ancient ancestors. We rebuking in the gate, ain't sparing now, nigga. They looking for a sign like when Christ transfigured. But prophecy is a sign which reminds we as children. Cause even Moses' time still describe how we living. We stricken with the curse and got the body of Egypt. I'm lifting up her skirt, exposing these soul secrets. As they whitewash history, distorted the pericope. Troy, Doc, and Groin, see the love between you and me. Put us at the low and then rewarded all lunacy. Wicked of the earth, and if not, then who it be? Damn, I need a moment, just let me grieve. Negro spiritual about freedom, they'll never see. Damn, I need a moment, just let me grieve. believe. Gotta be one speak, twice men don't perceive. Rod star, trap star, hood stars and block stars. Jewish conglomerates make it bang off of our scars. Madam Walker, Leach Parker, Thomas Marshall, George Carver. Jewish conglomerates making bank off of our smarts. All we see is pain, my people see the same. They locked us down in chains, we just praying for a change. They knocked us off the throne and stripped the earth of our names. My heritage I claim, I just pray they do the same. Cause if they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true Jews. If they only knew that we the true Jews. But if they only knew that we the true. The truth, you know. Hey, yo, you recording? You recording? All praises.
It's time to rise up. No more being lazy. Cause when you know the truth, that's when they call you crazy. See, round here, it ain't all gravy. Some people rhyme with scraps, and it's all safety. They say what goes around comes around. I guess that's why some of my enemies don't come around. I speak the truth in every bar. And it's a light in every star. Let's wake up and realize who we are. Why? Because there's blood behind every scar. Look, the Jews were black, it's written in the book. They say you wanna hide something from a black man and put it in the book. Hey, facts. But that's just how it is. It's sad, but that's just how it is. But we get blamed for the way we live. But they never blame the ones that taught it to us. It's just a life cycle, but I'm just trying to be the best, just like Michael. It's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Where I come from, you gotta put away your fears. Only a few wanna see you up, but most people wanna see you down. That's why my smile, it turned to a frown. When you a king, you deserve a crown. It's all praises to the Most High. I'ma keep His commandments till I die. I know sometimes we like to ask why, but I learned that you gotta let the Lord work. He do it. I know I'm here for a reason. Damn, they killing for no reason. Yeah, it's been a bloody season. My people constantly fighting demons. See, I appreciate everything. All the love, all the hate, I mean everything. Giving wisdom to my offspring. We laced up like shoestrings. Just putting on for the home team. They'll try to block your shine like sunscreen. They will. Yeah. Hey, don't mind me just giving wisdom to my offsprings. Hey, let's keep the holy days, and stay away from old ways. Let's keep the holy days, and stay away from old ways. Let's keep the holy days, and stay away from old ways. Let's keep the holy days, and stay away from old ways. All praises to the Most High. Sure, it's King.
Yo. Yeah. Say what's real.
My father figure keep me guided, I'm always protected. Not a single wrong, I don't ever get corrected. Light over my shoulders, tells from a priest. Take a Psalms 23 and sit your tail to a seat. Legendary in a way, but nothing like a tall tale. False gods, set them up, they all fell. Fantasies, they all sell. Nothing in my time can compare to the timeless. The light behind my rhyme and the one who I get in line with. Ain't no other lane for this fire flame minister. Descended from a higher plane, ain't no higher name from the one. When a gun jam, I figure you know now. Divine power follow me, that's just how it be. I can testify for sure, my heart not pure, but still I get to see a day that I did not work for. Bodies dropping with the climate, gas raising on black faces. Still I'm the one who made it. I just be thinking when I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High. Something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I go, something keep watching me. Something keep keep watching me. The Most High. With my conscience, I acknowledge that there is a higher power. Look at me. False idols never promise victory. You survived cause you was meant to. Stop the guessing, you a prized possession. Blessing from the sky, ain't no higher lesson. I'm a messenger, you should get with this rhythm. Gospel, you ain't gotta be poor with chains no more. Flip up your master plate, don't be captivated by your master space. The earth is yours, but first the one we know gon' have to pass away. Destiny, you part of a higher design. They tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. Coming at the wild child who made it through the birth canal. One shot, amazing how you missed the kiss of death. Life was in your step, people turned away from out this way, never coming back. Slipped and fell inside the cracks, landed on their back, but you 10 toes in the field, still in one piece, for real from the bottom, where all kind of brothers get easily killed. Rest in peace to them. You part of a higher design. They tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. When I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High. Something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. Most High. I said something keep watching me. Yeah. Something keep watching me.
She's singing a song of oppression. She's singing a song that her slave master okayed for her to sing, man. We singing a song in judgment.
If 400 years can't do another two. See where we messed up, we had to troubleshoot. Lord willing, we get them boys the double blues. The fall is coming, see it, you get sick just like a couple crews. If 400 years can't do another two. See where we messed up, we had to troubleshoot. Lord willing, we get them boys the double blues. It's a righteous thing to recompense the ones that trouble you. Don't need a battle pass, we the battle line. Yo, you slick as snakes, I'm not the one to rattle line. Carry by your so you can paddle back, that work years, can't do another two. See where we messed up, we had to troubleshoot. Lord willing, we get them boys the double blues. The fall is coming, see it, you get sick just like a couple crews. If 400 years, can't do another two. See where we messed up, we had to troubleshoot. Lord willing, we get them boys the double blues. It's a right to stay, the recompense, the ones that trouble you.
Shalom, 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 family. First and foremost, I have to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Ariala of Sakari, and I am excited to present to you, the nation of Israel, the official Hebrew Israelite Bible. Now, this has been the culmination of 4 long years of hard work, and it is available for purchase at HIBofficialzion.com. Get yours today.
Shalom, I'm Sister Mayan, a student ambassador for the Spiritual Midwifery program. Spiritual midwifery has changed my perspective in a positive way when it comes to birth work. It has made me confident that I'm taking on the role that the Most High has chosen me for. I feel as though it has provided me with the right tools to better serve my current clients as a doula and future clients as a midwife. What makes spiritual midwifery stand out more than other trainings and programs is that it's much more personable. Just being able to learn with and learn from sisters that are like-minded brings out a level of closeness and spirituality that cannot be achieved by anything not ordained by the Most High. I can definitely feel His presence every time class meets. I would definitely recommend the program to other Hebrew women pursuing midwifery. It's such a joy to learn from another Hebrew sister and also have a community of sisters to learn with that face the same daily struggles that we face in life.
Welcome to the Truth of Yah. The Truth of Yah's board game's mission is to humble the world in the Truth of Yah. The Truth of Yah's board game's vision is to build up the poor man and woman in spirit. Many people are deceived by lies, deceits, frauds, pride, forward mouth, arrogance, and evil ways. The poor in spirit are attacked daily. The vision to build up the spirit is to cause people only to walk in the ways of Yahweh, just as His Son Yahushai and the prophets did, by not just speaking the word, but by putting every word Yahweh spoke into action.
We're the sons of Thunder Israelites, and it's our heart's prayer and desire that you all get the Truth of Yah game.
Use our discount code SOT for additional savings.
Shalom. All right, let's play, man. Let's get it going, man.
Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
I just need a little faith in the Most High. He order all the steps I take. Time may get weary, but I gotta keep the pace. The clock is ticking, day of the Lord ain't gon' wait. I will walk the water for your grace. Grace. I will walk the water for you. Daily reflection got me vexed about my ways. Then I reproach myself, this flesh I can't escape. Put myself in check, Nike tracksuit in this case.
Y'all gotta tap into what this truth is really about. This truth is about making you perfect. Cause you could be that. Y'all saying, he ain't put your food in the dark and then kick the plate. He said, be ye perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect. Why did he say that? Cause you can do it.
Number times he had blessed me like in forest counting trees. Yeah, how a light is judgment, bring it to your knees. And it's a thin line, but
your faith and your hope should be in the Lord. David was one of the mightiest of them. And he even said, my folks are weak, even without you, Lord. I have no power. So what made David strong? What made him untouchable, unscathed? His trust in the Lord.
For the nation over us men that were base. They pervert the truth, they full of hate, they reprobates. Truth he made us all, but us in
Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
That's very key. The Bible says, think not that he came to send peace on earth. A lot of people think Jesus Christ is coming down with babies, naked babies, and arrows shooting hearts at people and giving hugs. That's not, no. He said, think not that I am come to send peace. When we read Isaiah 63, it said, Jesus' garment is going to be filled with blood.
Entire congregation's rebel. Yeah, I see it. The wicked prosper, don't get caught up with the allure. A constant thought is when our nation gon' get restored. Search for the answers, keep the laws at the end. Endure. Yeah, endure. All the advice is in the book that the fool won't visit. In wisdom show herself, the few and the most won't get it. A wise man said, is this for sure or are you committed? Yeah, I'm in this. I'm putting bricks in for myself, you make your decision. The map is laid, I took the step, you trust your improvisions. Amongst the seed of faith, now watch it grow up through the ceiling. And the Most High, he order all the steps I take. Time may get weary, but I gotta keep the pace. The clock is ticking, day of the Lord ain't gon' wait. I will walk the water for your grace.
Thank you for watching. You can support the body via CashApp or PayPal. You can also support the channel by joining our Patreon for exclusive videos and content that can't be found anywhere else. We're the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.
I was on mute. Shalom, Yasha Allah, Ashar Shabbat, Yahabashim Yasha Brakathum, right? To all the brothers and sisters that's in the chat. Shamar Thumb to the sisters that's in the chat. To the pillars of rest that's in the building. Shalom, Shalom family. Shalom to everybody that's tuned in to another episode of the Bar4Bar. You see the title. We're going to talk about this draft they got going on. We got to watch this draft that they got going on that they trying to pass, in the the country of the USA. And then we got Putin's grand entrance. If y'all haven't been tuned into the news, y'all got to check that out. What Putin with Russia and what North Korea, them joining forces and coming together, right, in a major wave. So it's a lot of history, not really history, but it's a lot of news that's going on in these last days. So we got to make sure we definitely paying attention and watching, man. So, we got a normal cast. We got me, Captain Aharon, Soldier Nakawa Shah, Soldier Asher Allah. We first got to give all praise, glory unto you, the Most High, Yahweh Shah. We got to start off like that, right? We're going to get right into this thing, man. We're not going to waste any time. We got plethora of articles for brothers and sisters. We got videos for brothers and sisters. And of course, we're going to get into the scriptures and break it down and see what it all means, right? According to Yahweh, Shemi, Yahweh Shah, right? These Christians, man, this is what they really need to be tuning into, man. Because when it comes to biblical prophecy, these Christian pastors are just clueless to it. They can't teach it. They don't go into the history. They ain't going into articles and proving it verse by verse, right? That's what our job is to do, man. Right? He's giving the Israelites the spirit of prophecy, man. Right? So it's important that we're going into these things and paying attention and watching, as Yahweh Shah said. So let's get a few announcements, right? I'm going to start with the announcements. Put up the calendar real quick. So the next big thing we got is July 5th, right after Wicked 4th of July. July 5th, we have the next new moon. Let me see what day that's on. You brothers know off the top? What day is that on? July 5th?
That's the Friday. Salaki, I don't know.
We was talking about that. Right? So, hey, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in attendance if you're in the Atlanta area, right? You 2 hours away, right? You're an hour away, right? If it's Lord's will, man, you need to be in attendance. I don't see why not. You're right there. It just blows my mind how people are right in the vicinity, right? And they ain't showing up, right? So make sure you're showing up and keeping the next new moon, July 5th, Friday at even. Pretty sure, I know it's going to be a glorious event. The food is always good. The brotherhood is always excellent. The sisterhood is always amazing. So make sure you're showing up to these different feasts, man. Let's get that in Hebrews 10 and 25 first. We're talking about these feast days. Hebrews 10 and 25.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25.
Bring it out.
Not forsaking the assemblings of ourselves together.
What does it say, Cap?
Not forsaking the assemblings of ourselves together.
You know why? Do you know why it's so important to assemble ourselves together? Right? Because the assembly is where our sanctuary is. Right? Where we come together in the midst, in the name of Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, and He's giving us this safe haven for wherever we want to come together. What's that scripture that says little sanctuary? Right? That's very important. Let me find that real quick. Somebody else give me Ezekiel. Is that what I want? Ezekiel 11:16. Yes. Hold what you read what you got again, Aharon Bob Kishon.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Come on.
As the manner of some is.
Right, because it says, as the manner of some is. See, we can assemble for everything else in Babylon the Great. But when it comes to the Most High's feast days, His new moons, and His Sabbath, we just want to take those days off, man. We can't have that manner as some have, right? We got to be trying to keep these feast days, these new moons and Sabbath with our people, right? So if you haven't come to a new moon, a feast day, a Sabbath, right? You got to be there. This year should be the year where you're gonna do everything that's in your power to at least come to the blowing of the trumpets, right? Come to a new moon class, come to tabernacles, right? We've had the calendar for a year already, so now you have no excuse but to show up, right? So let's put the excuses down and let's just show up to these things, right? Read on that.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching.
That's very key. What did it say? Exhorting one another. That's what the assembly is for, right? That's what the coming together is for, so we can exhort one another, right? You had a long week. Your family going through something. Somebody passed away. You got fired from your job. You lost your car. You got in an accident. You may have an ailment in the flesh. This is why you come together, because at the assembly, this is where you get exhorted and some other things as well. You might get rebuked, but guess what? It's out of love because you need it. So you got to start coming together, because the coming together of Israel is the little sanctuaries that the Most High gave us, man, in this captivity. Somebody read that scripture in Ezekiel for me.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, beginning at verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
In America, Jamaica, Bahamas, right? And a plethora of other places, right? Read on.
And although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
So the Most High said he's going to be a little sanctuary in the countries that we go into. And what better sanctuary for the Most High to be in is when we're all together and as he called us to be, according to his commandments in righteousness. Right? So we got to stop forsaking these assemblies and showing up. Right? I want to see full attendance in Atlanta at this new moon, man. Stop the excuses. Right? This is, I don't want, did the class yesterday, man. Get your ducks in order, man.
That's right.
Right. Straighten yourself out. Stop procrastinating and get your mind right and get in order. So now you can come to these feast days and you don't have an excuse. All right, y'all brothers got anything on that, on the feast days?
Kind of want, because like you said in back in Hebrews, the end of verse 25 is as you see the day approaching. It's talking about the day of the Lord, and that's kind of what brothers is getting into today. That day is coming. You know, it's very serious. Hawashai said, "Listen, the same way you can see the clouds and know that the rain is coming, or basically you can observe the weather and know what's coming. You should be observing these prophecies." And see that day of the Lord is approaching. So don't put off day to day. Do not tarry. That's one of the major reasons why brothers come together and exhort us. So that's what we're trying to do today. Saying, hey, that day is coming. This is what we see. So it's that temperature check. Now you.
Hey, that's a good scripture. You might got to get that. We might start the class off with that. Observe it. Get that scripture.
That's Matthew 24, huh?
I think that's Matthew 24. I think it's in Ezekiel. Ecclesiastes 11 and 4 as well. It's like just paying attention, right? Who was Isaiah talking to? Who was Isaiah talking to in Isaiah 1 and 14? I'm pretty sure he's talking to Israel. I'm pretty sure. But real quick, let's read that for the brother real quick. We answer one or two questions I've seen. Isaiah 1 and 14, because we know Isaiah chapter 1 is talking to, 1 through 3 is definitely talking to Israel. Really 1 through about 8. So I'm pretty sure that entire chapter is talking about Israel. But read that for me, Yak.
Connor wants the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 14. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
Right, he's talking to Israel. So he was saying we're keeping the feast in the wrong spirit. People will use this scripture to say, well, see, we shouldn't keep the feast any day. That's incorrect. Or anyways, that's incorrect. This is just saying you're keeping the feast in wickedness. You're coming to the feast, but you're full of sin. You still got leaven. That's why Paul said, keep the feast without leaven. That's the same thing, right? So that's all that means. Well, he was talking to Israel. There's a lot of leaven. When you read Amos, the brothers were saying, when can we sell corn and the Sabbath be over, right? You wasn't taking the Shabbat serious, man. You was just playing around with it, and it wasn't in righteousness, right? Let's go up some. I seen another question by a sister. I want to try to help her with, Lord willing. All right, here, Sister KK, right? She says, Shalom, any advice on schedule change at hospital requiring 1 or 2 Saturdays a month? All right, send an email to SOTflorida12@gmail.com, sis. I can get you in contact with the elder. We'll get you a letter, saying that you need the Sabbath off. You're going to have to probably contact HR to see what religious exemptions your job requires. So you're going to have a document from the elder and the leadership, and then you're going to have to go into HR and see what documentation you have to fill out for your job. And what's probably going to happen, like what I do, because I work in the medical field as well, I have to work every Sunday. So that's probably your schedule, right? You're going to have no Sundays off. They may give you one off every 3 months, right? If you ask for it, but you're going to have to work pretty much every single Sunday to outweigh them Saturdays. So send an email to sotflorida12@gmail.com, and then I'll get your contact information, and we'll go from there to getting those letters and trying to get that figured out, sis. All right, that's also for anybody too. If you need any exemptions, beard, Sabbath, feast days. Feast days are a little bit harder because they come in the middle of the week. But if you need any of that, contact me at SOTflorida12@gmail, and I can get that in motion for brothers and sisters that need it. All right. Our brothers got anything else? Any other announcements? All right, the prospect phase has started. All praises. We concluded first fruits. I know that was beautiful. So, Tabernacles is coming up. Stay tuned for Tabernacles details probably next week. The captains, we're going to be talking about some Tabernacles things this week. We probably want to first establish the date so people know and can take those days off. And then as the time goes, we'll get location and different things like that. But I know a lot of people always ask, where's it going to be? Where's it going to be? It's going to be in Atlanta. Just know that. When we drop those dates, make sure you book the tickets appropriately, right? That's all you really need to know is the dates, because you're going to be in a tent anyways, right? So those dates, I know it's what, October 16th, I believe, Akim?
One through the 26th.
23rd.
But I don't know the exact days that we're going to have a campsite. So
it's probably going to be that weekend from that Friday to Sunday, that Thursday to Sunday, right? So those are the dates y'all probably should be looking at, because I think it starts on a Wednesday. So we'll probably be camping from Friday to Sunday. So those are the dates that y'all should be looking at as of now. And if anything changes next week, we'll have it solidified, Lord willing. Right. So that's pretty much it with the feast. Prospect phase has started. And brothers are in their 12 weeks. This is week 2 for them, I believe. Coming up this Sunday. We're going to have another go of Pillars of Rest. So if any sisters are interested in joining the Pillars of Rest, you know, we got some diligent. When I say we have some diligent, shout out to my Pillars of Rest, man. What my Pillars of Rest at in the building? What POR at, man? What my sisters at in the building? Right. Shout out to my Pillars of Rest, man. Right. Shout out to my Pillars of Rest. They are diligent. They are, helping with a lot of things. And once we put something right in motion, them sisters is like, don't worry about it. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. And those are the kind of sisters we need. Samara, Shalom, Wanda in the building. Shalom to my sisters, right? Sisters in motion. Hey, our Pillars of Rest got things in motion, man. Heavy motion. Right. So shout out to my sisters. Right? Definitely shout out to them. Right. So without further ado, let's get into some of these articles, man. Right. We're gonna start with the draft, man. Here it is. Right. When was the last draft? What, 1970s?
Yeah,
right?
around the time of Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam time, right? Around 1970s, right? The major draft going into the Vietnam War. And now here it is, 2024, right? The House has placed a bill where they want to have everybody from 18 to 26 be automatically initiated into the draft. So it's going to be a database. As soon as you turn 18, you're in, right? Now is when you get your license, when you're trying to apply for FAFSA, they might send you, Uncle Sam might send you something in the mail saying you need to register to vote and register for the draft. No, they're trying to stop that. And they want to have, as soon as you the brothers turn 18, right? And we ain't gonna forget about you sisters, but we're gonna talk about the brothers right now. As soon as you brothers turn 18, right, they want you in the database for the draft. So let's get into some of these articles, man.
So, like the other one, did you want that
Yes.
preset?
Yes.
All right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
And he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower. And so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, can ye not discern the face of the sky and of the earth? But how is it that you discern not this time?
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's very key. We have to be observers of this time, man. Right? Even Yahushua was saying what? Watch. Continuously be on the watch. Let's go to Mark 13 real quick. Right? because we obviously don't know what time the Son of Man is gonna come, but he gave us some clues, right? Yahushua, and like the elder said in the video, right, in the intro, he didn't put your food in the dark and hide it from you. He gave you all the tools to do, and he told you, watch for this, watch for that, watch for this. So we got to be continuously watching and just paying attention to the news, right? Let's read Mark
14.
No, I'm gonna go down some just for time's sake. Let's go to 32.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 13 and verse 32.
Bring it out.
But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father.
Wait, that's the separation too. How can the Son be the Father? The Son don't know, but the Father is supposed to be the Son, but the Father's not the Son. Trinitarians, whatever, right? So no man knows the time, right? But let's keep reading. Read on.
Take ye heed, watch and pray.
What does it say, y'all?
Watch and pray.
So, hey, you got to make sure you're doing both. Some of us is watching and we ain't praying.
That's right.
Some of us is praying and ain't watching. And some of us are not doing either. You're going off. Right? So you got to be doing both, watching and praying. Read on.
For you know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants.
The authority he gave to the servants is us. We have the authority to go into the scriptures, break it down, teach the people, bid them to this marriage. Right? The master is obviously Yahushua, and the master of all, the most high is the true master, right? But he's given that authority to Yahushua, and Yahushua has given that to who? Us. Read on.
To his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for you knoweth not when the master of the house cometh.
Right. Go ahead.
Or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning.
See, we don't know when the master's coming, family, but he gave us context clues. What did he say? Rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places, right? Tornadoes and storms. He gave us the clues, and we're watching it unfold, right? So we got to be paying attention and be mindful, right? Because the watching is for what? You want to watch so you know what's going on, but you also want to be watching because you want to be paying attention to your actions, because you could be on either side of the coin when it comes to when Yahushua comes back. So not only are you watching what's going on, you're watching your spirit. Hey, you watching your brother's spirit, making sure your ox are right, making sure your aquat is good, right? You're paying attention to what's going on in your surrounding areas. And that goes for your family, right? And your brothers and sisters. Read on that.
Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Right, and that's what's gonna happen to the 2/3. They're sleeping in this thing. The 2/3 are going to be sleep. Meaning what? You could be sleep in spirit, meaning you have a dumb or dead spirit, and that's an Israelite is gonna have that. Right? You have that dead spirit, but you know you in the truth, but you got a dead spirit, or the 2/3 that they just don't give a damn and they live in just day to day. Right? So Yahushua said, man, watch, because you don't know when that hour is gonna come. And let's see what we gotta watch, man. What do we have to be paying attention to? Because a lot of us have children or are going to have children that are between the ages of 18 and 26. Let's get the first article. Right, this is the reason, right, or reason. Free mind and free market. Can you see that in the Kawasha?
Con, I don't want.
I made it a little bit bigger. Let's read the first part.
Con, article reads, House passes bill to automatically register young men for the draft. The selective service should be abolished. not made more efficient and equitable.
So let's see. Let's get into this thing, man. Watch this. Let's get it out.
The House passed a large defense bill Friday evening that included a provision that would automatically enroll young men between the ages of 18 and 26.
Right. So it's already saying automatically against your will. Already against your will. There is nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Right? You're going, right? You're in it already. You're eligible for the draft. And if your number is called, there you go. And we already know whose number they want.
That's right.
They want Pookie and Ray them, Lil Tony them. That's who they want out there. Y'all out in Chirac and Miami and LA and New York, y'all gangbangers, Texas. That's who you want. Y'all want to go shoot them up? We're gonna send you to Russia. Right, we're gonna send you to Iran. Right, we're gonna have you sitting in the Middle East, in Israel, helping them. That's what they want. That's who they're gonna want.
All right, so like you.
Fine children. Read on. I mean, go ahead, Aharon.
They did the same thing in Vietnam. They were sending Jake to the front lines. They were sending all the 12 tribes to the front lines. And so much so to where the Vietnam was posting stuff like black men go home. Black men go home. Because we was the ones that was tearing them up, but they were saying, this is our fight isn't with y'all. The same people that's here killing us is oppressing y'all at home.
Yeah.
You know?
And
like, or even Gad. They was sending Gad out there to track to track the Vietnamese. And like how they was messing up because they kept cutting Gad's hair, and Gad was saying, I need that as this part of how I track. That's a whole nother story. A whole nother topic though. But they was sending us out there to do the hard yards, dirty labor to push the line, and then they'll come in, and fight what we have already kind of conquered.
Right, and it's gonna be the same thing. That's the question we are gonna have is why the hell is Jake going out there to fight a war that got nothing to do with you? Not knowing your war is right here. We the only people. My pops was saying this, I think, last week, right? We the only people that have been taken from another country, brought here, raped, robbed, murdered, slaves, so-called free, and then feel like we ain't at war.
Right. It's vigilance.
It makes no sense. You think the Chinese still mad about that nuke they sent? I mean, the Japanese, they still upset, right? Osama bin Laden, they still want revenge for that. The Jews ain't never gonna forget, the so-called Jewish men ain't never gonna forget the Holocaust. But us, we forgot about it.
Yeah, even America, they say never forget.
You say what?
Never forget that 9/11.
Yeah, they'll never forget 9/11. But they gave us theory. They allowed us to be rappers, Aharon, and basketball and NBA and NFL players, right? And it's all good. It's all good in the hood. We good. Don't make no sense.
Or like, why are the Israelite groups on the Southern Poverty Law Center? Why are the Hebrew Israelite groups listed as hate groups and terrorists, but these gangs aren't? These local gangs are not. They'd rather you be a Crip than an Israelite.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was thinking about, the first person to die in the Civil War was Crispus Attucks, a black man. Because he was on the front line. From the jump, that's what they done.
Yeah, they still remember the Alamo. That's right. Let's keep reading on this article.
The House's version of the National Defense Act, the NDAA, which would authorize $895 billion in military spending,
What?
895 billion in military spending.
Almost $1 trillion. That's the number. That's almost $1 trillion in military spending. Why is Flint, Michigan's water still looking like that?
That's right.
I'm trying to tell you.
They got $900 billion.
Salaki,
Go ahead.
I want to make a point about the dollar amount that they're spending. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They're willing to spare no expense to stay in power.
That's right.
They're willing to spare no expense to stay in power in spite of the calamities that we're going through, knowing that they're the curses in America here at home. So we got to be aware of times, like Adawan was bringing out earlier in the book of Mark. We got to be watchful of the times because they're sparing no expense. Are you right?
And that's the pride of Esau when we go to Obadiah. Go to Obadiah. Go to Obadiah. Let's get right 1 and 3. What it says, who shall cast me down? You spending $1 trillion. Look what Warrior said. That's the trillion with a big T. Dollars, right? Big T. With that kind of money, you're saying, hey, who's going to cast me down? Right, let's read that real quick.
Which verse is that one?
Start at 3, I believe.
Con, this is the book of Obadiah, first chapter, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
What he said in his heart?
Who shall bring me down to the ground?
It says, that's what they, with that kind of money, that's what you're saying. Man, we got this. Who's going to bring us down? That's heavy. Keep reading on that.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna steal and take everything.
That's right.
That's why they can spend $900 billion as it's nothing just on military affairs. That's why rappers could say that you can't go to war unless your money right. You see how much they spending on money? I mean, on war? 900 billion.
And
we were
the Rockefellers and all of them, they make the money off of it.
Say it again, Cap.
The Rockefellers, all of the elite, they're making money off of it because Halliburton is one of the major companies that they wash their military money through. You know, they fund both sides of the war and come up.
It's crazy, man. But the scriptures say, man, all that money, man, it ain't gonna it's not gonna suffice when the house shall come back. We don't want them. We don't want that with Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Jackson and George Washington. We don't want that money. See, the Israelites looking to take a kingdom, man. But our people, they're gonna be concerned about going to war for real. All right, let's go back to the article.
Which would authorize $895 billion in military spending, passed by a vote of 217 to 199. It's unlikely to be picked up by the Democrat-controlled Senate because of numerous amendments regarding abortion, diversity efforts, and transgender medical treatments.
This is crazy. America is crazy. Get the scripture, a house divided shall not stand. Bro, they're literally like, if we was in politics, right? Okay, we got two big enemies. We got Russia North Korea, really 3, China, a lot of them, the whole BRIC, and all the nations that's added to BRIC, we have these problems. So should we increase our military force and spend almost $1 trillion, or should we worry about abortion, diversity, and transgender medical treatment? What? Like, if I was in that role, that doesn't even make sense. But that's how you know America is ass backwards. And the height of all society and the fall of all the societies is when this madness starts to happen. Transgender medical treatments. The rise of homosexuality. And this is what you Democrats are concerned about. You Democrats are concerned about that. Don't make no sense to me.
That's right. That's lucky.
Go ahead.
Okay, if now you a man now, sis, you gotta go.
Yeah,
you
straight
want
up.
equality, right?
Yeah.
Remember, you want everyone to consider you a man and affirm your beliefs. I wonder how firm you're gonna feel in your beliefs when it comes time for the draft.
That's right. I don't want to say their sins have reached the heaven. That's a fact. This is what American, because we're in the Democrat Party right now with slow Biden, slow Joe, right? He's concerned about abortion, killing Jake and Eve babies, diversity efforts, whatever that truly means. And they're worried about abortion and transgender medical treatment. Because they ain't trying to diversify. What they're trying to diversify is allowing transgender to have different roles, and you can call them him, they, her, it, we, whatever they want to be called. That's the diversifying of the efforts, because they're not trying to help us with anything. And never have. Right?
Salaki.
Go ahead, King.
If a brother can get Deuteronomy 17 and 15. And this is why we don't vote and push people's agenda when you don't know anything about this, brother. This goes into Sirach 6 and proving a friend. Also, because how many of the 217 that voted yay for this bill are Jake?
That's the crazy part.
How many of them are of the heathen nations? Go ahead, if you got it, go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
So you can't set strange men above you who you don't know. Hey, is this my brother? What is his values? Is this brother pushing the agenda of the homosexual community? Does this brother have an agenda for our people, or does he have an agenda for all people? And this is the problem. And this is how bills get passed. You have the National Defense Act. What does the National Defense Act have to do with the transgender community? Nothing. So this is how our people get taken advantage of. This is why your taxes are getting raised, because you got wicked people who slide in their own agenda into a defense act. So you thinking that you're looking at a defense act and you saying yay to, but now you didn't say yay to allowing transgender medical treatments to be done and be covered by taxpayer dollars.
That's heavy out.
which is already happening in the prison system now that most people don't even know. You allow transgender men and women to receive hormone injections, to even receive the surgery to remove their gender and transform it into Decepticons. This is what your tax dollars are going to. Why? Because Jake went to the voting poll and voted for these wicked men and put them in position, or voted for these wicked heathens and put them in position. Now this is what you got. So it don't make, man. This is crazy. And you know, being from the DMV or the DC area, you know, we hear about laws all the time, and this is what a lot of states and a lot of people who aren't into politics, they don't realize. See, you listen to CNN or MSNBC, man, all that's fluff.
Yeah.
They only allowing you to hear what they want you to know up front. They want you to know about the National Defense Act. Oh, we're trying to prepare our military against terrorism.
Yeah.
Against terrorism. But who's on the terrorist list? Who's on it? Your Israelite brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Right.
So our tax dollars that the Israelites are spending, or the nation is spending of our tax money, is going in defense against us. So what's happening? The government is baiting our people, baiting our high school men, our high school women. They're baiting you by, hey, just come on and join the military.
Yeah.
We'll pay for your school. We'll help you achieve the American dream.
We'll give you a charger.
Yeah.
God.
Give you a charger. And what they want now, nowadays, I get you the Hellcat.
Okay.
Get you the Hellcat.
Get you that Hellcat. Maybe a nice home, a little track home.
Because matter of fact, they'll just give you what was the loan for COVID? Little
PPP.
COVID loan, PPP loan. They give you some of that, man. Jake is gone. 3 years. Sign me up 3 years.
God.
Right? Jake will be getting that thing so quick. Go ahead.
Jake messed around and get hurt for real in the war. And they don't even have the true help that veterans should have.
That's
Jake
right.
traumatized, got PTSD.
Yeah.
Can't barely function in society. And then they say, oh well, casualties of war. Oh well.
Look at the brother Shabar, man. He said, they got me like that. I was never able to go to school because I was shipped to Iraq.
That's right, man. See, people don't understand the ramifications behind that. If you could talk to Jake, who died in the war of Iraq, straight out of high school, signed up and got shipped to Iraq, blown up, I guarantee you they would have never signed up. And this is what people don't realize. You're banking on a hope that America doesn't go to war.
We go.
But when the rubber meet the road and you get shipped off to Afghanistan, Fallujah, and now them bullets is flying, hey, that $5,000 Pell Grant don't mean nothing. So we gotta be more mindful, more educated in what we doing, man. Stop chasing dollars.
And then, you know, it's crazy because, you know, it's a crazy homeless population in Los Angeles. And for one of my classes at undergrad, I did basically a whole bunch of interviews to the people that were homeless. Instead of writing a final paper, we could make basically a video or documentary. And I found a lot of the people that were homeless were like Vietnam veterans who, you know, had a disdain for the government, had a disdain for America in general because of what they were subjected to out there, what they saw, the atrocities that they saw. And they had money, but they said, you know what? I'd rather live in a tent and have the freedom to move the way I want to and not even deal with the government and the system. And, you know, if I need my money, I can go get my veterinary, not veterinary, but my veteran affairs money. But they didn't even want to deal with the system because they were so disappointed with how they were treated out there. You know what I mean? And so they chose to just be homeless.
Hey, let's get that in Sirach 26 and 28. There's two things my heart is grieved with, man. And the third maketh me angry. Let's get that.
Salaki.
Go ahead,
It's the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty.
Well, Aaron just said, man, he went to interview the homeless, and there's a lot of vets out there, man. So-called Jake, too. A man of war that suffers poverty. Them brothers came back home, and they thought they was going to be all gravy, all good, because they was fighting side by side by Esau. Esau might have saved your life, and you definitely would have jumped out and saved Esau's life. And you come home to suffer poverty and still be a nigga.
That's right. That's right.
Came home and still was a Negro, still couldn't use the bathroom, still had to be segregated, still had to go through civil rights. Mm-hmm. But we still talking about kumbaya. We still got the Hakuna Matata spirit. Right? Read on that.
And men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord prepared such, and one for the sword.
Hey, that's a heavy one too. Mm-hmm. It's a sidebar. The one that turns from righteousness to sin. What's I prepared a sword for him? Right? Hey, look what Warrior said, man. When you join the military, it's like going through the drive-thru. You don't know you got effed up until you 10 miles down the road. They done forgot my sauce, my fries cold. I told them no pickles. There's a whole bunch of pickles on here. When I'm 10 miles down the road, I can't do nothing about it. Hey, Warrior said, hey, I'm already in Iraq. And I'm looking around like, hold on, man.
That's right.
Hey, y'all, what I'm doing out here, man? Why am I fighting this war? Hey, Shabal second that me, he said, hey, for real, man. Right? It's gonna be the same.
That's how a lot of our brothers got into those heavy drugs and psychedelics in the 70s, because they was having to just smoke opium and get on drugs just to deal with what they were having to see and having to do and the predicament they were in.
Mm-hmm. Try that. Let's get back to this article. There's a video I want to play after this.
Count that one. The selective service provision, though, is part of an enduring bipartisan effort to keep the framework for military conscription in place, even though the draft ended in 1975.
Okay, come on.
Automatic registration will replace the coming of age tradition that all 18-year-old male U.S. citizens experience when they get a card in the mail from Uncle Sam, informing them that they're required under threat of criminal penalties to register for selective service.
Right. So now that was the threat, right? Let's pull that up. That earlier. We was looking at the threat, right? Let's pull this up. We're gonna stop sharing that. Let me pull this up.
So Soldier Yotam, this is the answer to your question, because I see you put it in the chat. What would happen?
Right. Somebody read that draft dodging penalties, man.
Penalties for failing to register. If required to register for selective service, Failure to register is a felony.
Is a what?
It's a felony.
So this is a felony, man. It's a felony. Read on.
Punishable by a fine of up to $250,000 and or 5 years imprisonment.
Guess you're going to jail, Jake, because you don't have $250,000.
That's right.
So you're going to jail for 5 years, buddy.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to jail for 5 years. However, that's still with the old law, right? To the brother's question, though, that's still with the old law of what do we call it here? Of the coming of age tradition. So there's probably going to be some new law, all right? Because you're going to be entered into the database. We're going to kind of read down, right? What's going to happen is you're going to be entered into a database, and probably if you're selected for war and refuse, then this is going to be implemented, that dodging penalty, right? So that's probably, and it's probably going to be a worse or fine because you were literally selected and you're not going to go. So now you're probably going to be fined half a million and probably 7 to 10 years in jail because they felt like they needed you and you're saying no. Hey, let's pull the video. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's pull up the video. Go ahead.
What's also crazy is that, I mean, think about who we setting up to fight. These damn Russians and North Koreans and these people, they're not running. They're excited to fight you. They've been preparing for this since they were children. They wasn't sitting over here TikToking, dancing, coloring their hair, doing all this stuff, trying to confuse their gender. They've been training. They got years on you. You know, that's why Babylon's going to fall. It's going to lose this war. Newsflash.
That's right. And look what the sign say. Black men should fight white racism, not Vietnamese freedom fighters. No Vietnamese ever called me nigger. Straight up. Right. And they probably did in a cut, right? But I mean, we was experiencing it right here.
That's right.
So why I'm going to fight this war?
That's right.
Let's take a look at Muhammad Ali, right, real quick.
Some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger.
It's a fact, though.
You know, Muhammad Ali is really important in this because when Ali refuses induction, there's a famous column in the New York Times written by Tom Wicker where he just...
Look what Tom Wicker said. This is very key. Nikawasha, if you want to bring this part home, you can, because you sent this video.
Just wonders out loud what would happen if you had 100,000 Muhammad Alis. You had 100,000 people who were prepared to do what Muhammad Ali just did. You would bring this war to a stop. So the draft resistors set that kind of as a goal.
It took an all.
That's a heavy statement.
And a lot of people don't realize the stand that Muhammad Ali took. And Adawan Yaquab, you were just bringing it out, where a black man's life in America was less than that of a white man. I couldn't use your bathroom. I couldn't use your water fountain. I couldn't eat in the same place as you ate. I couldn't even pick up my food in the same location that you picked up yours. I had to go around back if I was served at all. And we all laugh at the movie Life, where Martin and Eddie Murphy wanted some pie.
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost to turn white only pies into nigger pies?
Yeah.
We all laughed at it, but that was the reality of our parents.
My favorite movie.
So people don't understand what Muhammad Ali was actually fighting for. So the life of a black man was less than that of a white in America. But now you're forcing me to go and fight alongside of a man who considered me less than him. So my life now was equal to dying, or it was better than what I was in America because you sent me to Vietnam to fight for a country who hated my guts, where I was considered three-fifths of a man. So if I'm 3/5 of a man, what makes me 100% man now that I can carry arms alongside of a white man?
Mm-hmm.
And then come back after I have fought, after I have killed, slain, murdered hundreds of Vietnam men and women and children. I come back and I still can't use the same water fountain. I still can't go to the same bathroom. I'm still less of a man than the one I was just fighting and saved his life. I saved this white man's life to come back, and I'm still less than him. Even today, the Constitution has not changed. I'm still less than the same white man, but you're forcing me. My son is getting ready to be 18 this year.
It's crazy.
You're going to force him to join your military?
It's a like you. Now, people are going to say, well, you can go in any bathroom you want to now. Racism is done. Okay. But black masculinity is still under attack here in America today. They don't want you to be a strong man. They don't want you to be a stand-up man that stands for morals, principles, etc. here. But the only time they want you to be a man is when you're fighting for their army. But then now that you're done, now go back to being a soft, effeminate guy.
That's heavy.
It's the same thing. See, this boy just turned out 18.
I seen you said that.
Something I seen. I was there with us last week.
Yeah, I gotta bring this Richard, SOT Richard. He said they're sending Pookie and Ray Ray to go against them men who wrestle bears. Are you going off? This was a racist comment, brother. Because Enrique, Javier, Jesus, they going too, brother.
Yeah.
You gotta go too. There's some party. I said Pookie and Ray Ray gotta go. Nah, brother. Enrique and Javier, yeah. Y'all go too. Felix, yeah. Y'all got to go, brother.
No, hey, that's real talk. The Panthers and then the other Northern Kingdom group with the brown hats, they were draft dodging together. You know what I mean? They stood up together.
Right, but that was a sidebar. Let's get back serious. Let's read this article right here. Soldier Yazabai sent me this in a cut. Let's read this.
This is lynched African American veterans. You want to read the highlighted portion or the whole thing?
Yeah, we can read the whole thing real quick.
The following is an incomplete list of African Americans who served in the military during World War I and were killed by white mobs with no trials for alleged crimes.
So you went to war fighting with the white man, and then you had to come back, and the white man was killing your behind. Right? But let's get equality, man. Equality is what we want. Keep going on.
Lynching is embedded deep in America's racial psyche. By 1919, lynching had developed into a programmatic ritual of torture and empowerment to the white race. The accurate number of African American veterans lynched in military uniform is unknown. But there were several cases of beatings and lynchings for the refusal to remove a military uniform. Most notably, the lynching of Wilbur Little in the spring of 1919.
That's crazy, just for having the uniform on, right? And then we could stop there, right? And then this gives just a list of people, right? Just a list of people that were probably lynched or were lynched, right? During the war. This is a long list too. All right, let's just look this brother up, man, because I've actually never.
But at the end of the day, it says an incomplete list, which means that there's more.
For sure. All right. It doesn't really give me a picture of the brother. We'll just leave it at that. Right. Let's go back to this article. I just want to bring that up. That was a good find. Y'all about the water. Let's keep going in this.
One. Supporters of the legislation framed it as more efficient and cost-effective method. By using available federal databases, the Selective Service Agency will be able to register all individuals required and thus help ensure that any future military draft is fair and equitable.
They're gonna make it fair. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a. When has America ever done anything fair and equitable? That's for them. It's gonna be fair and equitable for them. So the white man or the white woman that has some money, I know they could just buy out of that. But Jake them in the hood, there's no escaping. Northern Kingdom is no getting away. It's not going to be fair and equitable for you because, like the brother said, there is none of us sitting in there making this decision. And if there is, it's a handful. Like you could pick them out in the crowd. They don't care about your best interest. Go ahead, King.
Can a brother give me Psalms 55 and start at verse 20?
Bring it out.
Talking about fair and equitable. It's hundreds of treaties that Esau made with Gad, with the Northern Kingdom. He didn't keep one. He broke every single last one.
That's right.
So you think he's gonna be fair and equitable here? You don't think he gonna hold back his sons to rule the world and make the money off of that over $900 billion and seeing your children to die on the front lines? Of course he is. Go ahead, if you're there.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Because look, that's what Jake trying to do. Jake right now is trying to integrate into his society and let's be Democrats and let's be this, let's be all of this. Because we're here, we're equals now. I can be whatever gender I want. I can do what I want to. This is a land of the free. He's gonna send you to jail. To war. Shoot, both. But keep going.
He hath broken his covenant.
He has broken his covenant. His agreement to make this fair and equitable, he breaks it. He has broken it, and he will continue to break it. It'd be silly for you to trust him. Sirach 12 and 10 tell you that. Never trust thine enemy. But yet, we do. Keep going.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
You see? Because he oppressed a man in his heritage, like the book of Micah chapter 2 says. He'll tell you, hey, you know what? It'll be okay. We won't attack your people and have your people on front lines. We just need your help in preserving the freedom of America, or whatever he's going to say. But surely war is in his heart. It's a war against your heritage. It's a war against your lineage. It's a war against your manhood, against your families. Look up eugenics. Keep going.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
But they drawn swords, I'm telling you. Because if they could let you die while they kill their enemy, they'd be happy. It's a double whammy for them.
Heavy, yeah. I just seen Warrior post this. Right, but the Amish, right, also are exempt from military services due to their belief in non-resistance. That's crazy. I didn't know that either. Right, they said the followers of Yahweh, they talking about white Jesus, who spoke about loving others and not fighting, and believe in that military service goes against. Bro, that's crazy. Hey, we could never, ever.
How you identify as Amish?
We could never, as so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in this war, get some bill passed like this for us.
Salaki, I don't want.
Go ahead.
But this is why the United States is trying to claim the U.S. as a Christian country. That way, it will absolve you of being able to say, "Oh no, I can't do it because of my religious belief." Christ doesn't teach that. No, Christ does teach that because we have a military. We're Christian, so you follow under the same guidelines as everybody else. But again, it's still going to be a partiality to those that are of the Caucasian race. They may be exempt, but you can guarantee you not.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get back to this article.
This will allow us to rededicate resources. Basically, that means money towards reading readiness and towards mobilization, rather than towards education and advertising campaigns driven to register people.
Why against the education? Even though they ain't teach us none in these schools anyways. So you're going to strip the money from the education and put it into the military. Why? When the main thing you should be trying to do is educate the people, not to get in these certain situations that y'all got us in.
Well, I think it's Salaki. I don't want.
Am I misreading that?
I think it's more it's saying that they're reallocating that money that they're using to send troops to your school to teach you about why you need to be the military, and money that they will use during the Super Bowl to push just signing up for the military. Like you don't see a lot of those military commercials anymore.
Yeah. So they're saying so now they're gonna send the dude in the military suit to the school, a Jake to the black school, talking about you need to sign up so you can get away from the hood. This would be the best thing for you to do. Right? Good catch on that. Because I thought it was saying the other way too. Right? Let's get this last part.
The draft is a hobby horse for Houlihan, an Air Force veteran. She also spearheaded a House bill in 2021 to require women to register with the Selective Service, effectively doubling the draft pool.
Right, that's gonna and guess what, Eve? You can't get away either.
That's right.
You're gonna be 18 and you're gonna have to go too. See that? There's your equality, sis. That what you wanted. America gave it to you. Let's prove it. Let's get Fox News real quick. Go ahead, Aaron.
Because I'm pretty sure Israelis require that of both men and women too. When you become 18, that you got to go to the military. And we know that America be following the footsteps of the land of Israel.
That's right. Let's get that in Isaiah real quick before we get this video. Isaiah 32:9. Isaiah 32:9.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, starting with verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease.
What Isaiah told them through the Lord?
Rise up, ye women that are at ease.
Rise up, you sisters that are at ease. Read on.
Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled.
It says many days and years you're going to be troubled, man. So, hey, you women, right? Them sexy reds out there, those Cardi B's that's out there, says rise up. You women, gelatos out there that are at ease, right? You've been at rest, but if you got to go to this war, all that rest and all that, nah. Because it may be the same consequence for you. And I don't want Micah is correct. He said most countries require their young men to serve for a certain time. Right? Okay, so now what? America is trying to get it that way. You got to go. Because we're going to be outnumbered. These other nations, they keep having more and more and more children. We're going to be outnumbered. If we don't
about 1 million people.
If we don't start forcing y'all, we're going to be outnumbered. And we already probably outnumbered. We're going to show some videos. Right? Let's get this real quick. Let's turn to Fox News fair use. Right? Let's turn to Fox News real quick. Just for the sisters. And this was what, 3 days ago, I believe? Yeah, 3 days ago.
The women have.
Can y'all see that? Okay.
Fair use. Our thoughts and comments on this content.
So women have never been required to register for the draft, but that could soon change thanks to lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Mike Emanuel live in Washington with more. Hi, Mike.
Martha, good morning. The Senate version of the National Defense Authorization Act, which sets out military and national security priorities, would require women to register for selective service. Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley is not a fan, writing on X, quote, "I'm not voting for any defense bill."
So you may not be a fan, but listen, it's in the air. It's in the talks, right? I don't want to play too much because they could flag the channel playing with Fox News, right? But it's in the works, man, that these women, right, our women could also be, right, eligible to sign up for this as well, or be implemented into that database at 18 to 26 years old.
That's right.
So now that's going to double, like the article said, double the number, right, of people that join. Right, that's heavy, right? But listen, you get that scripture where we said, "A house divided cannot stand." We brought that up. What was that, Matthew 12? We didn't read. I don't think we read that, because you could see a lot of parties, especially the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. The Republican Party, they can't agree on this thing. They can't figure it out. But trust me, once we go to the next war and America starts getting their butt kicked, you women, you're going. So that's why it's time for you to get into that, what they call it, that soft girl energy, that submissive energy, right? And start keeping these laws and commandments, Eve. Because if not, you're going across that sea too. Right. Read that for me, Ashar, if you got it. I think it's Matthew 24.
So like I dropped off. It's in Matthew and Mark 3:25, and then Matthew 12. I'm not sure which one.
I got it.
Either one. Bring it out of heaven.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
So every city or every kingdom that is not on the same page is going to be turned to desolation and will not stand. That's what you have here in America. You have two parties that disagree all the time and can never get it figured out. And then they go onto social media and talk. This is such a childish nation that we have. Then they go on to, so you know, you couldn't say nothing against Putin in Russia on social. Are you crazy? Kim Jong-un, you about to say something against him on a public platform? Come on, bro. Right, that's like Yahushua got the kingdom set up, and there's something like social media, right, for them heathen, right? And they're gonna talk about Yahushua. We going to get him. So
even China, they give you a social score, a social credit score, just based on the rhetoric that you purport, who you hang out with, etc. They're not playing. They are trying to build up their people a certain way, trying to have a certain standard for conduct. And if you fall outside of that, it's over with for you.
That's right. Hey, somebody said, what about the alternative community? Right? Because they might one day just identify as other. They probably got to go to. They're gonna have to put all that in there.
Salaki, I mean, if they allowing them to play, you know, in different sports or different gender, they can go to war, I would assume, right?
They have to. Why not? So you can go play football in the NFL. You can go to war.
Mm-hmm.
And if the brother that want to go to the girls swimming team, yeah, you got to go too. Right? Don't make no
Especially
sense.
because a lot of stuff as technology has developed, we've gotten a lot of unmanned aircraft and a lot of unmanned elements. And sis, you can work the remote controls the same way a man can.
That's right.
So,
Register twice.
I think that is why last night class was so important in ordering your affairs, because as Israelites, we can't have, this is the views of Nakawasha. You shouldn't have the mindset of the world where I'm going to push my kid out at 18. At 18, you out of here. Because what does that mindset do to that kid is still a child.
Yeah.
What does that do? You push a kid out the house at 18 and life hits and they start failing at life. You're pushing them to to a few avenues, but two major ones, either the prison or the military. Because if I keep failing at life, I can go and depend on somebody else, which is the government, but yet you're putting your kid's life on the line because they're gonna get sent to one of these wars instead of teaching your kids, keeping them in the house so that they can learn how to save, they can learn how to budget, they can learn how to set their affairs in order so when they do actually step off the porch, they're prepared, or they at least got a fighting chance. But the mindset of our people now is, hey, I was out the house at 18, or I was out the house at 16. I had to fend for myself, so it's time for you to go out and fend for yourself. When you haven't prepared that child mentally, emotionally, or physically to face the world, to face these type of trials. What happens to a man in his 20s who got that good government job, and now he's faced with selective service, and he refuses? He ain't stacked no money, so I now got a felony.
Yeah.
What good government job I'm gonna get with a felony?
Nothing.
That's over.
I did 5 years in prison, or I'm facing a $250,000 fine if I don't go. What happens to that man? What happens to that woman? What happened to them kids? What happens to them? So this is why education is key, and not following the mindset of the world. This is why you need to be in class. This is why you need to learn how to order your affairs. Man, that class last night was heavy.
Yeah.
I yield right there.
Go ahead, Ashad.
God, I don't want to let me back off. I don't want to call Shaw's point. Could a brother give me Sirach 39 and verse 1? Going into raising up our children, and which we should be focused on and being watchful of the times. And also, could a brother give me 2 Timothy 1 and 7?
I got Sirach 39 and 1.
Okay, come on, read.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
God, there's too much. There's too much to learn and occupy your time with keeping the law, statute, and commandments. You will be aware of these things that are happening, and be prepared for them spiritually. Could we read 2 Timothy, sir.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. That's what you want, right?
Conrad 1.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear,
right,
but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Conrad 1. So be mindful of what's going on nationally in the nation. Be mindful, but don't be fearful. That spirit wasn't given to us until it was indoctrinated in of everything that we know going into the transatlantic trade, slave trade, Salakia, and slavery. Don't be fearful. Be mindful that these things have to come to pass, and be focused on your duty, which is keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. Are you?
That's right. Because the draft always also has to come to pass eventually, right? But this also has to come to pass as well. Right? This joining of forces has to also come to pass. All right, let's read this article from the NBC.
Article reads, Kim Jong-un and Putin signed mutual defense pact at North Korea summit.
All right. So now I don't know if people was paying attention or watching the news. I just came home and I just put the news on randomly. I see dudes marching. What the hell is going on here? And to come to find out, this is what I see. All right, I'm gonna play the video real quick and then we'll get into the article. Right. I want y'all to see the red carpet. The grand entrance for Vladimir Putin in North Korea. I ain't never seen them do this for no U.S. president. All right, look at the red carpet that was pulled out for.
Overnight, Russian President Vladimir Putin was welcomed on a red carpet by Kim Jong-un and lavished with the warmth of a good friend, even debating over who would be first to get into Kim's luxury car that incidentally was a gift from Putin. The two leaders, outcast and isolated, have been drawn closer by the war in Ukraine, now reaching a strategic partnership agreement after meeting one-on-one for 2 hours. During the visit, projecting unity side by side, walking past soldiers, horses, and crowds of children.
They even had the children's out there. They had thousands of soldiers, children, horse, everything out there. Had the red carpet laid out for Putin, man. That was a grand entrance. You had to see it. And what are they going to show? The force that they're going to have. Go ahead, Arshad.
Vladimir Putin hasn't stepped foot in Korea in 24 years.
24 years.
24 years he has not been in this country. Ironic or prophecy that it is now.
Mm-hmm. Good point, man. That's a good point.
The State Department said Tuesday that North Korea had unlawfully provided 11,000 containers of munitions to Russia.
North Korea is providing significant munitions to Russia.
Tension between Moscow and Washington.
And America don't like that. That's who's America giving ammunition and money to? Ukraine.
That's right.
So now if you go to war, if you're giving money to Ukraine, guess what? You got to come see us in North Korea now. Right? These rumors of war, your house. See, this thing is just building up. If I look at it, it's really surface level. We getting close, but it's really surface level. Right? It's building up. And the Most High is gonna allow this thing to boil over, and it's not gonna be good for America. That's why you better get your affairs in order. You got something, Maharan?
Well, I know it's going to be touched later, but this is Babylon, and I would encourage you all to brush up on the prophecies concerning the war, what happens in Babylon.
That's right.
Like I said, it's a lesson being prepared to really go in depth. So now I hold off, but just read.
We're going to get into it.
Washington is at a high, with Americans still being held in Russia, including Paul Whelan and Evan Gershkovich, who the State Department consider wrongfully detained. And just today, a U.S. soldier, Gordon Black, was sentenced to nearly 4 years in a penal colony on charges of theft and assault filed by a woman he traveled to Russia to see. For Putin, his last visit to North Korea was 24 years ago.
That's what you was. Look how long ago that was, man. 2000. Man, look totally different. And how he been in office for 24 years?
God.
It's probably longer than that, but God.
To meet Kim's father. Today, he told the younger Kim he was impressed with how Pyongyang had changed. Since then, Putin's position in the world has changed too, the visit revealing how dependent he is on Russia's few partners.
But that's good, because he should have partners. America got NATO. So why can't see how they try to throw that slick little shot in there? He's dependent. Now Russia got a force too, but what it'll be better if I got a Brazil, right? China, India, North Korea. Yeah, the BRIC. I got these partners. It makes us way stronger than you. So we're just gonna completely overpower your country. And what America does not want is war on this soil.
Right.
They don't want war over here, because where is it gonna happen? It don't even make sense.
Russia's the military power is crazy. They have Moab, which is the mother of all bombs.
Mm-hmm.
They got the father of all bombs, and there's a few other. But these bombs are dozens of times stronger than the nuclear bombs that were dropped in on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Russian military is crazy. He don't need as many people as they're trying to say.
Yeah. And don't forget what that was a week or two ago. They was just sending ships to Cuba. That's close. We was just saying that was 90 miles from the coast of Florida. For a lot of the West Palm Beach area, Miami, it's only about 90 miles away.
Cool.
So they're getting their affairs in order. Are you getting your affairs in order?
That's right.
Right. Let's keep reading this article.
Kind of wrong. So, South Korea, Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed a new pact Wednesday that included a pledge of mutual defense if either is attacked.
So they already got an agreement, right? They signed an agreement that if any is attacked, they probably, hey, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. We pulling up. So now we know America really don't want this smoke. But that's why the brother read that scripture in Sirach 39. You got to be occupied in the prophecy. Right, let's get that in your house. Matthew 24, the rumors of war, man.
Salaki.
Yeah. Got it up.
Bring
it out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting at verse number 6.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's heavy. See, we sometimes I think we forget to read that part. All that has to come to pass, the rumors of war and going to war, and the end is still not going to be. Right? Aharon was kind of breaking that down. If you want to go into that, I messed that up. With the wilderness, right? People think, we was talking about that. People think we're going to go into the wilderness and we're just going to be just there chilling. Yahushua going to be giving orders. But remember, in the wilderness before, we were still going to war with Amalek and these other nations, the giant nations, right? These other great nations, right? We was going to war with these things, man. So it says we got to be mindful of the rumors of war. But it says something key. See that you be not troubled. I read that, man. Do not have fear in these days. But you got to be circumspect and watching. Read verse 7, not.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right, so it said nations are going to rise against nation. You got Russia, North Korea coming together. And we're going to see what Putin said about South Korea too. Because you know who's helping South Korea? America. So he had something to say in this article about them, right? But it said nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right? And there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes, and all in diverse places, right? Verse 8.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
And this is just the beginning of sorrow. Did you hear that?
That's right.
These wars unfolding is just the beginning of sorrow. So we think it's sorrowful now. We still need famine, pestilence, earthquakes to come in diverse places. Right? Keep going.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
And then the Israelites, you're going to be delivered because you're not going to be going for what these other nations are going for. And we're going to be standing bold in the law and in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And they said they're going to deliver you and kill you. Don't it sound like the Maccabees?
That's right.
But don't forget, there was people during the Israelites during the Maccabean time. What they do? They sold out and went with the other nation instead. I'll get that in First Maccabees 6, I believe that is. Keep reading that.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Hey, and then the betrayal is gonna come, and the hatred is gonna come. This is heavy, man. This is rare. This is a heavy chapter. We always talk about it, but reading it and reading these different articles in the draft, it puts it right in your face to where you have to be watching. Right? You have to be paying attention. I'll say something real quick. I gotta get my charger from my computer done.
So, just like Yahushua said, these things must come to pass, right? And we just read all these rumors. This is the beginning of the trouble, because we still have Jacob's trouble that has to come. So, one brother, can you give me 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 68, and another brother give me Jeremiah chapter 30. I want to say part of verse 7.
I'm already at verse 68. I don't want.
Boom, go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you.
Start at verse 67. My bad.
Verse 67. Behold, God himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever.
See, and that's what the class was about yesterday. You better get your affairs in order, because this Jacob's trouble that's coming is crazy, and only the Father is the judge. So do not wait. Do not think that you got a whole 100 years. You got the next 20 years. You know what? I'm gonna turn up today because, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be 27 by the time I think this gonna kick in. No. Do not wait. Keep going.
So shall God, Salakia. I'm gonna start from the top, Salakia. It's verse 67. Behold, God himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall God lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
You see, so because the trouble is going to happen. Let's hear the trouble that's going to happen. The very next verse.
For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with these things offered unto idols.
So you see, because we're gonna read this through. We'll read this through 73. But those people, when it comes time, they're gonna be taking Jake. They're gonna take the Jake that's trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. They're gonna be taking us that's opposing this. Because you can guarantee, I don't know no practicing Hebrew Israelite that's gonna willingly go for this draft. I don't know any practicing Hebrew Israelite that's gonna willingly fight in Esau's army and fight with Babylon when we got the prophecies concerning the destruction of Babylon and how America's going to lose this one and it's going to be bad. So, well, I don't know any one of us that would subject ourselves to that type of defeat. Go ahead.
Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach.
So you see, if you consent to them, you're still going to be destroyed. So you might as well hold out, stand firm in your beliefs, and if it comes to it, suffer for the Lord.
That's right.
Because, like the Maccabees said, we fight for our laws, not family. Paraphrasing.
We got to get that scripture.
You better fight to preserve that. You know what I mean? Because if you give up in that time of trouble, your strength is weak.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that? Proverbs 17, I think, and 10, or I'll get it. If you faint in the day of adversity, that strength is weak, is what I'm looking for. But keep going. Verse 70.
For there shall be in every place and the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's going to be a great insurrection against us that fear the Lord. They're going to actually seek us out. Keep going.
So, Lucky, I was hearing the echo. I was muted up.
No, you're good.
Verse 71, they shall be like a madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
You see that? They're going to look to spoil and destroy those that fear the Lord. And if you consent to them, you're gonna die either way. So understand, because see, this is gonna be the beginning of that Jacob's trouble we're about to read about, Jeremiah chapter 30. Go ahead.
For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known, Salaki.
No, keep going.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
It said, then shall they be known who are my chosen. You gotta say, we did a lesson on this in the very early stages of the Bar4Bar about sitting in that fire.
Yeah.
About enduring the time that is to come. You know, keep going.
And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
You see? Actually, I said stop at 73, but we'll stop at 75.
Verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
See, and that's why we started. We're saying, hey, listen, we are to exhort one another as we see the day approaching. We're telling you the days of trouble are at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're telling you this now. So prepare thyself. Get thy house in order. You understand? And we know God did not give us the spirit of fear, like we read in 2 Timothy 1 and 7. So go ahead, verse 75.
Kanadawan. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your God.
See, the Lord is our God. That's why he didn't give us the spirit of fear. That's why he tells us to put our confidence and our faith in him. Because when you do that, you don't fear those that can kill the body, but you fear those that can kill the body and soul.
That's right.
All right, give me that in Jeremiah about the shot.
Which verse you need that on?
You can start at 7.
Count that one. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, beginning at verse 7.
Bring it out.
Alas, for that day is great.
Start at verse 4.
Count that one. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, now at verse 4. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child.
Because you see, this is talking about the end time when it's getting very bad. We're talking about Jacob's trouble. This is the day that's approaching. Keep going.
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
You see, because like I said, I don't want to get too deep because the lesson being prepared, but you got to follow the timeline that we're on in the scriptures. Because once Babylon is destroyed, it's not kingdom. Babylon's destroyed. We're gathered out those nations. We return into the wilderness. We're tried again. Gog and Magog tries to get us. Most High destroys them. We fight back. Then kingdom. Jacob's trouble is happened right in the midst of when Babylon is destroyed. Just look at the cadence in which the scripture tell you is going to happen, and it's a great lesson being put together to go through the details of it. But Jacob's trouble, that day is at hand, so which is why we got to get our affairs in order. Keep going.
Count that one, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
You see, that doesn't happen until after Jacob's trouble. So we got to go through it. And if you think we've been going through it now, or we've already gone through Jacob's trouble, you got another thing coming. Because it tells you that these days are going to be worse than anything ever seen before. It's going to be worse than the time of the Maccabees. It's going to be worse than 1619, 1492. It's going to be the worst thing ever. And if you consent into Esau and what he's got, then you're going to be had in derision. But I'll yield.
You're on mute, Adawan.
You're on mute, Adawan, Salaki.
It's like I was saying, that was an excellent breakdown into the elders coming with the breakdown of Revelation 20, what has to go into the wilderness, Jacob trouble, everything, right? Revelation 20 kind of touches everything. Once you kind of start diving into it, you got to touch all those different points. So we're just going to touch it surface level, but the point we're trying to make is be paying attention. Now, if I don't want this lesson last night, get your orders and get your affairs in orders. All right, so let's keep going in this article a little bit more.
Count that one. The agreement was sealed at a summit in Pyongyang during a rare visit by Putin to the reclusive nuclear-armed state as both countries face growing confrontations with the West.
With the who?
With the West.
The West. It's growing confrontations. Who's the West?
That's right.
Who's the West? Right, that's us over here. That's the growing confrontations. Read on.
In a news conference after the summit, Putin said the agreement, which he called a truly breakthrough document, reflected the two countries' shared desire to raise relations to a new level.
What desires do they share, chat? To destroy Babylon the Great.
That's right.
That's the desire they share. Somebody had a point?
The worldly proverb, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
All right. Hey, let's get Revelation 17 and 16, because remember, the scriptures say it's going to be a time and point where they're going to hate that great whore.
Right. They're going to destroy the whore.
Put that in Revelation 17.
You want me to start?
Yeah, read that. Bring that out.
Come, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Right, so the nations that were once with the whore are going to come to hate her, and not only them, the other nations are going to hate her as well. And that's what you see right here in this article. Right, this is their shared desire is probably to destroy America, because her sins have reached to heaven. Go one more over Revelation 18.
You just want me to do 4, or I can read 1 to 4?
Read 4, read 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
It says what?
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
See, Babylon the Great, their sin has reached unto heaven, which would be America. It has reached unto the heavens. Meaning it has to be cast down now. When they built the Tower of Babel, the Most High had to stop that thing. So your sins reaching to heaven, the Most High has to come stop this thing. And this nation has to be destroyed. Read on.
And God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she had filled, fill to her double.
It says fill unto her double. That means she got to get double for what she has done. So it's going to be coming. These nations are going to start joining together, and it's going to be a pinpoint bullseye on the USA, the red, white, and blue. The home of what they call it, the free and the brave, right? Or the stolen and the slave. It's really the stolen and the slaves. Right? Let's keep reading the article out.
Salakia. Reflected the two countries' shared desire to raise relations to a new level, covering security, trade, investment, and cultural and humanitarian ties.
Right. Let's start to get some stuff in motion. Let's start agreeing on more things and put aside the division that we may have, because we got one common enemy. Right. Read on that.
Kim said it was a peaceful agreement that elevated relations to an alliance. The comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries, both of which have been isolated by global sanctions.
So they both have been isolated by these global sanctions that America puts out.
That's right.
They're coming together like, okay, we got a trick for y'all. And I think this is America's worst nightmare, man. This is America's worst nightmare. Read on.
could expand transfers of military technology to Pyongyang in exchange for supplies of munitions that Moscow's military badly needs for its war in Ukraine. U.S. officials have told NBC News that such transfers could vastly enhance North Korea's nuclear weapons and missile programs and threaten the Asian Pacific region.
That's right. Keep going.
Kim, who has been accelerating weapons testing and stoking tensions with U.S. ally South Korea, on Wednesday promised his full support for what Russia calls its special military operation in Ukraine.
That saying right then and there, we are down. If America joins, we got your back.
That's right.
That's why I said you gotta be watching and you gotta be reading. Because I was just looking at it, something like, what are they meeting about? I think I forgot what news channel was on, but they had a lot of music in the back, so you couldn't hear what they were saying. There, nobody was translating. So I think I gotta look into what damn Putin and damn Kim Jong-un is talking about. Right. And this is some of what Esau Yahoo is saying they're talking about, right? And how the hell they know? They got spies in there or what? If they had a private meeting. Right. So even got to take some of this with a grain of salt. But allegedly, this is what the meeting was about. Right. Hey, that's right. 90%. I would say probably 98%.
Salakia.
Go ahead,
Russia's press secretary, they already that made a statement recently that they've already declared American enemy. So
say that again.
Russia has already declared America an enemy of the state. They've already declared it. So that's why this pact is so crucial to know about, because anything that happens either side of either of these nations, that's World War III. It's just that's all it's going. That's what that meeting was about. It was a show of force, like you mentioned, Ottawan, and it was. This is what's been going on behind the scenes for a long time. It's probably something to happen.
Hey, JJ got a comment. He says, "Scary Negroes going to be destroyed, waiting on fake UFOs, and you're going to be destroyed kissing the white man's ass. That's what you're going to be destroyed doing. Hoping the white man can save you. That's what you're going to be destroyed doing." Right? Because you're just gonna sell out just like every other black man, right? To go fight in a war that doesn't even concern you. But that's what I want to go to First Maccabees now, because he got me on that tip. Let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 6. These Israelites that sold out to when Jake was going up against the so-called white man. We don't want nothing to do with your war. We don't want to help. We don't want to be involved. And it was these same Israelites that betrayed us, right? Let me find that real quick. First Maccabees 6. I think it's like 18, I believe.
There are a few counts of people doing that. There's one as soon as Mattathias finished speaking, there's one that there's a dude that went to sacrifice and tried to consent to what Esau was talking about, and Mattathias went and killed him.
That's right.
Start at 18.
Chapter 6 and 18. First Maccabees.
First Maccabees 6 and 18.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 18. About this time, they that were in the tower shut up the Israelites round about the sanctuary, and sought always their hurt and the strengthening of the heathen. Wherefore Judas, proposing to destroy them, called all the people together to besiege them.
See, that's all we want, man. We got the spirit of Judas. We want the so-called white man and the other nations to be destroyed. So that's really the mindset. Right? Read on.
To besiege them. Verse 20. So they came together and besieged them in the 150th year, or 150th year, and he made mounts for shot against them and the other engines.
Come on. Hey, that's how you know he was
Howbeit,
crafty. He made shots and other engines to fight against them. Read on.
howbeit, certain of them that were besieged got forth, unto whom some ungodly men of Israel joined themselves.
See, that's what we're gonna be dealing with, brothers like JJ. Ungodly men of Israel is gonna be joining this white man's army to say this. Watch what he say. 22.
And they went into the king and said, how long will it be earth that thou execute judgment and avenge our brethren? We have been willing to serve thy father and do all that he would have us do to obey his commandments.
See, that's what they want to do, man. They want to observe their fathers and obey their commandments. They're gonna be sold out for them instead of being sold out for the Lord, man. So there you see ungodly men right there of Israel. So you know the sellout spirit is gonna still be in the mix, man.
That's right.
But what did Judas say? Right? Where's that? Let me see. What is that? 3? Is that 3? I believe. Fight for our laws in our country. Where's that out here, Ron? Is it 3 or 2? 2 and 50.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, beginning at verse 50.
Bring it out.
Now, therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
So it said, be zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. And what else?
Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Right, because there's no greater honor than that, man. It's fighting for what you stand up for. But you're going to be fighting for a cause that you don't even care about. All right, give me a break, man. Let's go back to the article.
Yeah, Salaki, real quick.
Go ahead, Ira. Bring it up.
Man, can a brother give me Isaiah chapter 13 and 13? Start at 12.
Chapter
13, verse 12.
Connor 1 is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, starting in verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man that the golden wedge of Ophir.
Why? Because your sons is going to be off in that war fighting. So it's going to be hard to find a man, a stand-up man. That's how we're going to be so precious, because why? We're caught up in that draft. These are millions of people going to be fighting. China right now has 1 million people in their military. Not to mention Russia and all their allies, Iran and all their allies.
That's crazy.
You know? You keep going.
Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
Because listen, this World War III is the last one. It's that third woe. Okay? And the Lord is not playing, right? Keep going.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. And shall every man turn to his own people.
About like talking about Babylon, right? Now a roe is a deer. Right? So he said Babylon is going to be like a chased roe, fearful. Everybody's going to be running for their lives, trying to escape that predator, that attack. But they won't escape. Keep going.
And as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
So you see, because mind you, America is where all people from all countries and all walks of life gather themselves. But it says in that day, everyone's going to flee to their own country and go back to their own land, because they're going to see what's happening to America. Because see, America, I'll tell you one thing, they're down to fight everywhere else but this land. Like, they're down to do everywhere else but this land. But when it happens here, all the people that are gathered here, they're going to skedaddle, right? And what's going to happen? What's going to happen to Jake that try to join themselves to them? What's going to happen to Jakes that's sitting there like Those are Maccabees that we read about, verse 15.
Every one that is found shall be thrust through.
Shall be what?
Thrust through.
Right.
And everyone
Keep
that
going.
is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
And so for y'all that's trying to join unto them, that you don't want to draft, want to stand on the front lines, want to do that, you're gonna be thrust through and you're gonna fall by the sword too.
That's right.
That's why it says separate yourself from them so that you receive not of her plagues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna just read one more. Like I said, this is deep, y'all, but we got something coming for you. Just go to verse 17.
Verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them,
Right.
which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
You know why? Because they've been cut off from from the benefits of America anyway. There's been so many sanctions that they've had to survive without, the lavish gift of the West. So surely when it's time for war, they don't want to, they're not going to accept it. My people have been dealing for 100 years not having the benefits of Babylon, not being able to drink of those cups, getting these crazy sanctions, and we figured out a way out of it. So now that my knife is to your neck, no, I don't want your money. Matter of fact, I'll take it over your carcass. Thank you. So that's what happens when you sanction everybody and they figure out how to survive without it. Now they cannot be bought.
Right.
But yeah, this is I encourage y'all to go read the rest of the chapter. How are you?
Excellent point out. Around with the prophecy, right? Let's keep going in this article.
Count that one.
Let's jump to right here. Right? Watch.
Kim, who has been accelerating weapons testing and stroking tensions with U.S. ally South Korea, on Wednesday promised his full support for what Russia calls its special military operation in Ukraine.
So they have its full support, man. Right, so this is the rumors of war building up, right? And then you can see just the grand entrance of it. Right, you can see the grand entrance that was made right here. They even got the children's out, man. And you seen they had some Russian flags in the audience, and then they had the North Korea flags.
I know a flag they didn't have.
That's right.
No. And you can see the red carpet is out. Right? And there's one more point I wanted in this. Right, and you see it right there. Both flags, same colors as two. Let's see. There was a point. Now, one more point I wanted. Okay, right here. This one that says America's concerns. Let me see. Okay, right here. Read this part out.
Count that one. Officials in the West are concerned about weapons and intelligence sharing that could both help Putin's army in Ukraine and threaten the U.S. and its allies, and threaten the U.S. and its allies in Asia.
So that's what America is concerned with, is being threatened and their allies being threatened, because they don't want this right now.
That's right.
It's already chaotic over here. They trying to pass laws for transgender surgeries, man. They don't want that. Right? That's their concern right now, the Democrat Party, man. And it's being funded by our tax dollars. Read on now.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Tuesday that Russia was trying, in desperation, to develop and to strengthen relations with countries that can provide it with what it needs to continue the war of aggression that it started against Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
He said North Korea had been providing Russia with significant munitions as well as other weapons for use in Ukraine.
So North Korea is already, if you're giving, just like America was sending money and ammunition and guns, right, and the things that Ukraine needed, You have implemented yourself into the war. You have chose your side.
Mm-hmm.
The same with North Korea. They have chosen their side in this war. And you already see it's going to be North Korea, Russia versus Ukraine, US. And we're going to see all the other parties that start to join this thing. And you got to keep watching. I'm telling you, keep watching. Read on.
U.S. intelligence officials believe Putin is providing North Korea with nuclear submarine and ballistic missile technology in exchange. 6 senior U.S. officials have told NBC News. The Biden administration, they said, is concerned that Russia will help North Korea complete the final steps needed to field its first submarine able to launch a nuclear-armed missile.
Hey, so we'll leave it right there. We're leaving it right there. The U.S. is concerned, right, that North Korea is going to help Russia be able to have that first submarine nuclear missile. And it's a whole new ball game. Because how you going to detect that? I mean, obviously, America going to have ways, right? America going to have ways, just like they can detect it in the air, right? But hey, this is a lesson to show y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all watching, man. Make sure y'all watching because there's a lot of stuff going on. And Yahushua said, this is just the beginning of sorrow. It haven't even happened yet. So we ain't even in the sorrow yet. When the war kicks off, we're in the beginning of the sorrow. Right? So when are you going to get your affairs in order? Brothers, got anything else?
Con Adawan. We can get 1 Thessalonians 5.
Mm-hmm. Start at the top.
Start at the top.
Con Adawan. It's the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, starting at verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Keep reading.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
So it's no need for Paul to have to write this over to you because you already know. It's already been told to you. Keep reading.
But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So the ones who have taken their ease, the ones who are no longer watching and praying, no longer, continuing in these commandments, those who believe we don't have to keep the commandments in our captivity, man, this day is gonna hit you, man, as a woman in travail. Keep reading.
But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
So this day, when they say peace and safety, we know, hey, that's a lie, because we see the days approaching. We're not ignorant that these days are coming. Why? Because we on class, we studying, we're reading, we're keeping watch of what's happening, and we know that the Most High, man, hey, judgment is coming. Babylon is going to fall. And that day it's not going to creep up on us. It's not going to catch us slipping. Why? Because we making preparation. We're staying diligent in our service to the Most High. So keep, man.
Salaki, can I get verse 6?
Khan, go ahead.
Verse 6. Therefore, Salakia, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Hey, that's what we're gonna end it right there, man. Let us watch and be sober, meaning sober-minded, man. So we gave y'all some articles, right, with the draft. Make sure you stay in tune with that, because a lot of us have, definitely men, young children, right? Your son's turning, right, 18 or between the ages of 18 and 26. Watch out for your daughters too. That law that could be passed for them to join, and then just stay tuned with that. What's going on with Russia and America, all the rumors of war, right? Because like we said it earlier, and we say it again, Yahushua said that's just the beginnings of the sorrows, man. Right, so make sure you're watching and make sure you're being staying sober. Don't forget July 5th, we got the new moon. So make sure you tune into that. That's going to be on a Friday, July 5th at even, right at the HOA. Right, so make sure you going to be in attendance for that. Camp today, 3 p.m. in Atlanta, Woodruff Park. And then, you know, obviously our classes throughout the week, Truth Tuesday, C4N, you know, the Sabbath class. If you haven't watched all 3 of those lessons, right, go back and watch those. There was heat on all 3.
That's
right. And obviously, we're going to have a Bar4Bar, if it's the Lord's will, every Shabbat at 11:30, man. So make sure y'all tune it in. So with that, I'm Captain Yaikwat.
Captain Haran.
Soldier Nakawasha.
Soldier Shirallah.
Hey, and we are the sons of Thunder Israelites. This is my heart's prayer and desire for Israel, that they might be saved. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah. It's like Judgment Day for a hater. It's Mr. 300 degrees in a pen.
It's time to get busy.
It's me. As we proceed to give you what you need, a round of applause for yours truly. Don't ask me for nothing else. One more time, we at it again. One time for the one time.
They gon' tell me I'm acting new, cause I already picked my side. I already picked my side. I already picked my side.
No song for the weak. Don't step up to the plate if you ain't even got the scars to compete. I ain't hard for you to seek. Who hiding? If the Most High behind them, 2 could turn away 1,000. Who riding? We pay for every mile, perfect timing. Everything we dropping be atomic, catastrophic aftermath. When I'm rhyming every rap, I remind them you gon' land how a kamikaze land, trying to box with God's hand. Welcome to the light, brightness, nothing like it. Righteous, morally cleaned up, but don't test me. If the weapons of our warfare physical, physically you in shape, but your brain baking. A book with blank pages, it's sacred. The way of escape, the fake hated. The gates closed and they won't make it. It's no saving them. Stones breaking up, volcanoes erupting, got you wondering if something is coming. High road traveler, a follower after a top collar. The scholar's been writing about the one who calling them out. Northwest, east to the south, king on the clouds without any reasonable doubt. Your head going drop, knees to the ground. It's shocking, I can imagine having to witness how a scroll unfold. I'm still focused, a warrior spirit, I still hold it. Better days approaching as soon as the seal's broken.
They gon' tell me I'm acting new, cause I already picked my side. I already picked my side. I already picked my side.
I'd be a fool if I ever should forfeit this kind of endurance you can't ignore. We aiming to change the score. Pain to the core, then the core get placed on a page until the coroner get paged to come take me away. It's 4th quarter, breaking now is a flagrant foul. Last shot, face the crowd, take a bow. Cause when the odds on us, the eyes on us. Waiting to see if you verifiable or deniable, concrete or reliable source. It's never beneficial if you cracking the pieces on your back. Defeated, we strategizing in secret with a plan to make non-believers believers. With a hope that you see a sign. If you see us, we point back to the maker, the one who designed us not to be common. A pilgrim in a foreign territory. I know the rest of the story. Flawless, enemies fall when victory calls, and the rest will be history. I can never move back. I'm lacing myself by the bootstraps. I thought I was on